Okay, so today we are diving deep into the world of Bookstagram. You know those like really gorgeous book photos you see online? Yeah. Well, we're going to unpack all that. And to make sure we cover everything, we've actually got a ton of information from like seasoned Bookstagrammers and bloggers. So think of this as your like ultimate guide,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, exactly. Like whether you're just curious about what Bookstagram is, or you're thinking about maybe starting your own account, or even if you're like an author or a publisher, want to kind of like get in on the action, like this is everything you need to know,
Well,
basically.
first things first. For anyone who like maybe hasn't stumbled across it yet, what exactly is Bookstagram?
So it's like this whole community on Instagram, and they all use the hashtag Bookstagram.
Right, okay.
And it's basically a place for people to share photos and videos about books and like all
Yeah.
things reading. You'll see, pictures of like the books they're reading, their bookshelves, libraries, bookstores, you name it.
So it's like a giant digital book club, but like way more visual.
Exactly. And you know what's really cool? It's not just like individual readers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You see authors on there like giving you a sneak peek behind the scenes of their writing process.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and then there's like booksellers who are showcasing their like, specially curated recommendations, and librarians who are highlighting, unique collections or events,
Wow.
and even like organizers of like big book awards,
Yeah.
they're all on there connecting with readers. It's pretty amazing.
So our goal today is to like basically demystify Bookstagram, give you like a clear picture of how it all works, whether you're just curious or like actually thinking about joining in on the fun. So for someone who's like completely new to this, where do they even begin?
Well, the first step is obviously like setting up your presence online, right?
Yeah.
And most experienced Bookstagrammers will tell you to like create a separate account just for your book stuff.
Makes sense. Keep it focused.
Exactly. Instead of like trying to mix it in with your like personal Instagram,
Yeah.
it lets you really hone in on like, connecting with other book lovers.
So then you got to pick a name, a handle. Like, what are
Yes.
some tips for choosing like the perfect Bookstagram name?
Well, you want a name that screams books, right?
Yes.
So using keywords like books,
Mhm.
novel, read, bookworm, even library,
Mm.
those all work.
Right, right.
Or you can get creative and use like a favorite quote from a book or a character you love.
Ooh, I like that. Like a quote. That's cool.
Yeah. Or maybe like a specific genre you're really into.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you only read like fantasy books, you could be like fantasy fanatic or something.
Love it.
And obviously got to make sure the name isn't already taken. Like do a quick search on Instagram first.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to like get your heart set on something and then it's already gone. Okay, so name's sorted. What about the bio? That little blurb that tells people who you are?
Yeah. So that's where you get to like sum up your whole Bookstagram in like, what, 150 characters?
Yeah,
It's a challenge for sure.
that's tough.
But you want to use it to like briefly mention the genres you like, maybe what you're currently reading. Add some like fun details about yourself. Like if you're trying to read a certain number of books this year,
Okay.
you can even use emojis to make it more like, you.
Yeah, personality is key, right?
Totally. And if you have like a book blog or a Goodreads account or anything like that, definitely link it in your bio.
So people can find you elsewhere.
Right. And speaking of links, Instagram now lets you put multiple links in your bio, which is awesome. But a lot of Bookstagrammers still use like Linktree.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I've seen that. It's like a one link to rule them all kind of thing, right?
Exactly. So you can have links to your blog, your other social media, your email, anything you want all in one place.
Makes it easy for people to like connect with you.
Yep. And don't forget to put your email address in your bio too.
Oh, good point. Like if people want to collaborate or something.
Yeah, because that email button on Instagram profiles is kind of easy to miss.
Right, right. So
Yeah.
just put it right there in the bio.
Exactly. Super clear and easy to find.
Perfect. Okay, so we've got the account set up, the handle, the bio. Now, what about this whole creator account thing? I've heard people mention that. Like, what's the benefit of switching to a creator account for Bookstagram?
What gives you access to like Instagram's analytics and insights,
Analytics.
like
Yes.
stats and
Yeah,
stuff.
so you can see things like where your followers are located, their age range, gender, even like what times of day they're most active on Instagram.
Oh, wow.
And that can be super helpful, like for knowing who your audience is and when to post your content.
Makes sense. So it's like getting to know your followers better.
Exactly. And if you're ever thinking about like, maybe trying to make some money from your Bookstagram account,
Right.
having those analytics is crucial. Brands and collaborators, they often want to see that data before they work with you.
So it's like proof that you have an audience.
Yep.
Yeah.
And unless you're planning to like, sell physical products directly,
Yeah.
A creator account is usually the way to go. Okay, cool. So creator account is checked off the list. Now for the fun part, the actual content. Like, what kind of posts do you typically see on
Oh,
Bookstagram?
it's such a mix. Some people like to write really detailed reviews in their captions, like mini blog posts
Oh,
almost.
yeah.
And then others are all about the visuals, you know, stunning photos and videos with books as the stars.
I mean, it's definitely a visually driven platform.
For sure. And you'll see everything from flat lays. There's like pictures from above with books and other pretty things arranged all
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. I love those.
Those are super popular. And then there's like stacks of books, photos taken in cute
Yeah,
bookstores,
right.
even like pictures of people like cozying up with a good book.
So basically anything book related goes.
Pretty much.
Oh.
And don't be afraid to experiment with different types of posts. Like
Right.
try regular photos, carousels, reels, videos, stories, lives.
Oh, yeah, all the different formats.
It's good to like, mix it up and see what works best for you and your audience.
Now, what about those props I see in photos, like the non-book stuff? Do I need to like go out and buy a whole bunch of fancy things?
Not at all.
Okay, good.
Props are just like extra things you add to make your photos more interesting,
Yeah,
to create a certain vibe.
like a mood.
Yeah. And you can totally use things you already have around the house, like mugs are a classic, blankets, slippers, cute bookmarks, even your own reading glasses.
I never thought of that.
Anything goes.
Cool.
But yeah, some people do get really into props, like they'll buy special candles, posters, book sleeves, those little Funko Pop
Yeah.
figures.
Yeah, those are cute.
Yeah. But the main thing is to just use things that you like and that fit your style.
So be yourself, basically.
Exactly. Don't feel like you have to like, copy everyone else.
And you know what I've noticed is that a lot of Bookstagrammers have this like consistent look to their photos.
Yeah.
Like a theme almost. Is photo editing like really important for that?
Oh, definitely. Editing is like key to creating a cohesive look for your feed.
So it's not just about like making the photos look good.
Right. It's about making them all look like they belong together,
Yeah.
like they're part of a brand.
Right, right.
And you can keep it simple with Instagram's built-in editing tools, or you can use apps like VSEO, which has tons of filters.
And if I want to get really fancy with my editing.
Then you might want to look into something like Adobe Lightroom. It's like a professional level editing software.
Wow.
And a lot of people use presets with Lightroom, which are basically like saved editing settings.
So you don't have to start from scratch every time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that can help you get a really consistent look across all your photos.
Oh, that's smart. Okay, so now we've got all these beautifully edited photos ready to go. How do I decide when and in what order to post them?
That's where planning comes in. There are apps like Planoly and Preview app that let you like arrange your photos in your Instagram grid before you actually post them.
Oh, so you can see how it's all going to look.
Yep. And it helps you make sure your feed flows nicely and is visually appealing. Plus, these apps usually let you write your captions and hashtags in advance, and some of them can even schedule your posts to go live automatically.
Wow, that's so convenient.
Right. It takes a lot of the stress out of posting.
Okay, so you've got your account set up, you're creating content. How do you actually grow your following? Like, how do you connect with other Bookstagrammers?
Engagement.
Mm.
Engagement. That's the key.
Meaning?
Like liking other people's posts,
Mm-hmm.
leaving comments,
Mm-hmm.
Being an active part of the community,
Got it.
but like real comments,
Yeah.
not just nice pic,
Yeah.
like something that shows you actually read the caption and are interested.
Right.
And what about those engagement pods people talk about? Are those a good idea?
Oh, yeah, engagement pods. I've heard of those. Aren't they like those groups where everyone agrees to like and comment on each other's posts?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't recommend them. They can feel kind of forced and they don't really lead to genuine connections.
Right.
Plus, a lot of brands and influencer platforms are like onto them now. So yeah, focus on building real relationships instead.
Makes sense. Now let's talk hashtags. Because those are like how people find you, right?
Exactly. They're like keywords.
Yeah.
And you can use up to 30 per post, so go all out. But it's good to mix it up between popular hashtags and more niche ones.
Okay.
Like hashtag Bookstagram is huge, obviously. But your post is just going to get lost in the sea of other posts using that hashtag.
Right, so use a mix.
Exactly. So use a mix of big ones and smaller ones that are more specific to your post, like genre hashtags or location hashtags.
Okay, that makes sense. And how often should I be posting?
Consistency is key. You don't have to post every single day, but try to stick to a schedule, like maybe 3 times a week, whatever works for you.
Right, so the algorithm knows what to expect.
Exactly. And as for what to post, the best content is either educational, entertaining, or inspirational.
Ooh, I like that.
So think like insightful book reviews, funny, relatable posts about reading, or just like really beautiful photos of books and libraries.
Okay,
And
cool.
remember, the algorithm loves video content.
Oh,
So don't be afraid to try reels or stories. Okay, now let's talk about the perks of Bookstagram. Like, can you actually get free books from this?
that's the dream, right?
It's totally possible. Once you have a decent following, publishers and authors will sometimes send you free books to review.
Really?
Yeah, it's called an ARC, an advanced reader copy.
Oh, wow.
They want you to read it and then post about it on your Bookstagram to spread the word.
So it's a win-win. You get a free book and they get publicity.
Exactly. But what about making money? Is that a thing?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Like, can you actually earn money from Bookstagram?
You can, but it's not easy. You can do sponsored posts where brands pay you to feature their products,
Okay.
or you can use affiliate links where you earn a commission if someone buys something through your link.
Right. Right.
But to be honest, it's pretty hard to make a lot of money just from books. A lot of Bookstagrammers who are making money are also promoting other things.
Like lifestyle stuff or whatever.
Yeah. And they're using platforms like Tribe to connect with brands.
Okay. So it's possible, but it's not a get-rich-quick scheme.
Definitely not. It takes a lot of time and effort.
So what are some of the biggest mistakes people make when they're starting out on Bookstagram? Like, what should I avoid doing?
Well, first off, don't try to be everything to everyone. Like, pick a niche or a focus. It'll help you attract the right followers.
Right.
And don't forget about your audience.
Yeah.
You got to give them something valuable, like good reviews, interesting content, nice photos.
Keep them engaged.
Yep. And don't write boring captions. Like, put some
Yeah.
effort into them. Make them interesting. Ask questions.
Start a conversation.
Exactly. And be careful with hashtags. Don't just use the most popular ones. Your post will get buried.
Yeah.
And always disclose if you got a book for free or if you're being paid to post about something.
Transparency is key.
Totally. And don't do that follow-unfollow thing where you follow a bunch of people just to get them to follow you back and then you unfollow them.
Yes, that's kind of shady.
It is. And it can actually get you in trouble with Instagram.
Got it. So be authentic, be engaging, and be honest.
Exactly.
Now, last question. What's the Bookstagram community like overall? Like, is it a friendly place?
Yeah, from what I've heard, it's actually a really supportive and positive community. Like way more than other places online.
That's so good to hear. So it's a great place to connect with other book lovers.
Definitely. So to wrap things up, Bookstagram is a super fun way to connect with other readers, share your love of books, and maybe even get some free books along the way.
And potentially make some money if you're really dedicated.
Right.
But it's not just about the freebies and the money,
Sure.
it's about the community and the shared love of reading.
For sure.
So if you're thinking about joining the Bookstagram world, think about what you can bring to the community, what makes you unique, what kind of conversations do you want to start?
Yeah, and go explore #Bookstagram on Instagram and see what it's all about. You might just find your new favorite online book club.
Or your next favorite book. Thanks for diving deep with us.